So Feinstein goes in to the police and says, she's doing all this to herself to get at Suarez.
Right.
And so the person that you think you're sending in to bolster your case flips and says, you're doing all this to yourself.
Yes.
And that you've asked him to lie. And here's the proof, here's her text message. I'm gonna tell you the truth, she's doing all this to herself. And she's solicited this guy to murder him. So they come crashing in and arrest you.
It's important to note at this point that Feinstein had tried to get me arrested 3 times prior to this. When the flyers were on the boulevard, at one point, he took one to the North Hollywood police and said, this woman is sending out sex services. On a second time, he called my landlord and said, I'm someone who found my young son looking at Craigslist ads online that this woman's hosting sex parties. You should evict her. The third time, when he threw flyers in the front of my building, he called and had said, why don't you have her arrested? So by the time he runs into Officer McCulley, he says, you should have her arrested. And that time he was successful in doing it.
What's his motive?
Whatever it was with his previous victims, Dr. Phil, I don't know. There was not an ill word ever spoken between us. I was professional and kind to him. He became a confidant and a friend. And I just think it's pathological. I think it's sadistic, and I think it's psychotic. And there's a history of this happening with others in the same position of trust.
I'm sure if he was sitting here today, he would deny it.
No, that's not what he'd say.
What would he say?
He'd say I was sitting at his house helping him do it. That was the basis of my arrest. I was stalking myself.
That's what he ultimately told the police.
Correct, yes.
So at this point, they come in and arrest you on the 5th of March for solicitation of murder. At what point in the process did it hit you that it was not Suarez, that it was Feinstein?
I kind of think when Officer McCulley arrested me and he said, do you even know why I'm here? And I said, no. And I had plenty of time to think about that thereafter when I was in jail, and I said, Feinstein, that's the person that's been protecting me. But that's why I'm in jail? I didn't understand. And when I finally was able to talk to, I think it was either my daughter or my business partner on the phone, they immediately told Detective McCulley that they never trusted Feinstein from the beginning, but didn't know how to tell me that because he was a close friend, but they thought he was creepy and strange.
So you realized it wasn't Suarez when you were arrested?
Yes.